If you're looking for the Bears 2019 schedule, you're in the right place. You're watching NFL Daily, and I'm your host, Mitchell Renz, here from Chat Sports, and I'm going to take you through the entire 2019 season for the Chicago Bears in 2019. So they added, pardon with me, Clinton Dix, Mike Davis, and Cordell Patterson. Cordell Patterson's been working as a running back. That'll be interesting because they lost Jordan Howard this offseason, and they lost, probably for the best, Kevin White. Mitchell Trubisky, though, he's entering his third year. Interested to see what he can do in this season. Week 1 versus the Green Bay Packers on Thursday Night Football. What more do you want? Aaron Rodgers, Mitchell Trubisky, a great NFC North showdown. Week 2, they're going to the Denver Broncos. And then the Redskins on Monday Night Football. Interesting who's going to be the starting quarterback there in Washington. And then the Minnesota Vikings, a tough team who, sure, they did not make the playoffs, but I can guarantee you if Dalvin Cook plays all 16 games this year, they're going to be a tough game. And then Week 5 against the Raiders. I know Khalil Mack is super hyped to go up against his old team. Week 6, the Bears, then they have a bye. I mean, hey, I think it's reasonable when you play in London. Then you're going to get that nice off week. Week 7 against the Saints, a very tough game. This could be a deciding factor and which team is going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. Week 8 against the Chargers, another very tough game. And then Week 9 at Philadelphia. The city of brotherly love does not welcome opponents very well. Especially Eagles, Bears, they battled it out in the playoffs last season. Then you got to play the Lions, looking a lot better in second year under Patricia. The Rams lost in the Super Bowl. The Giants, how will Saquon Barkley do against, I would argue, probably the best defense in football? And then at the Lions on Thanksgiving, I know I'm going to be absolutely stuffing my face because I'm going to be hoping Khalil Mack is stuffing you know what's head in the ground. Matt Stafford, can't think of his name. Doesn't matter. Week 14, Thursday Night Football against the Cowboys. Week 15 at the Green Bay Packers. Then you got to play the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. We really want to see how good this Mitchell Trubisky guy is in third year. We're going to see how his running game's going. See if maybe Allen Robinson could step up. Week 16 is going to be a good test. And then wrapping up the season at the Minnesota Vikings. A tough schedule for the Bears with a lot of primetime games. So predict the Bears' record this season. I gave you the schedule, 1 through 17. So how many wins for the Bears this year? So think about this. They won 12 games last year. You got the third year under Mitchell Trubisky, second-year head coach Matt Nagy. If I'm going to put my money down on my bookie, I'd probably put the Bears around 11 wins, and then look at that, good cue. Use our promo code CHATNFL for a 100% deposit bonus. Chat Sports, okay, we're hooking you guys up, and so is MyBookie. Chatsports.com/MyBookie. If you guys put $100 down, you're going to get $100 for free. If you put down $300, you're going to get $300 for free. Hashtag math. Use that promo code CHATNFL for a 100% deposit bonus. Now, I love betting on MyBookie, and I'm going to do it right away week 1 when they go up against the Bears, up against the Green Bay Packers. The Packers last season, 6-9-1. I think are going to be a lot better this year because they finally got rid of Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers, who only had 25 touchdowns last season. I think he's going to be a little bit better, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it done against this Bears team. That Bears defense is going to shut down Rodgers in week 1. Let's keep the season rolling here, though. At the Denver Broncos, a tough game. Denver, much different team on the road in Mile High. And then week 3 at the Washington Redskins on Monday Night Football. I'll say this. By this time in the year, I would expect the Chicago Bears to be 3-0. And I'd be pretty surprised if they don't take care of business against the Redskins and if they don't take care of business against the Broncos very easily. Week 4 versus the Vikings will be a tough game, but I'll say I think they're going to be 4-0 heading into Week 5 at London against the Raiders. And the Raiders made a lot of moves this offseason, but I don't think a 4-12 team is really going to match up all that well with the Chicago Bears, who were 12-4 last year, which means they're going to be 5-0 heading into that bye. Bears fans are going to be feeling pretty good, 5-0. And you got to go up against the New Orleans Saints, the Chargers, and the Eagles, all of which are very tough games. So let's talk about that Saints game a little bit. This could be a real look-in at the NFC Championship game this year. I would say these are the 2 best teams in the NFC. Hard to argue, right? Drew Brees didn't really slow down. You look at Drew Brees over the last 11 years, 30 touchdowns in 10 of 11 years. But when you're going up against the best defense in the NFL, I think it'll be an interesting matchup. I'm going to give advantage to the Chicago Bears in this game because they're going to be home And Drew Brees, throughout his career in this Saints offense, Michael Thomas is a very, very rich man now, making $20 million a year. He's got to, though, go up against that Bears defense. But if Mitchell Trubisky really wants to make that jump and want to be considered a quarterback like Brees, you got to win this matchup. 24 touchdowns last year, 12 interceptions. You'd like to see that ratio go down a little bit. 67% completion percentage, 3,223 yards for Mitchell Trubisky in 2018. So the Chargers, the Eagles, two very, very tough teams. You're going to get to see this Bears team, what they're really, really made of in this week 5 through week 9. Now, this is an interesting game. Bears versus the Eagles. This is going to be a revenge game for the Bears. The Eagles, they knocked them out of the playoffs in a game where, between you and me, the Eagles had absolutely no business winning, right? I think the Eagles kind of got a little bit lucky there. So the Bears, they're going to go into the city of brotherly love. I think they're going to take care of business against Carson Wentz, if he's even still healthy by that time. But Khalil Mack, he might put Carson Wentz on the sidelines. Now, if you guys love the NFL, so everyone who's watching this video, if you love the NFL as much as I do, subscribe to Chat Sports. We are YouTube's most interactive sports channel. When we go live, we open up questions. We ask you guys, what do you think? It's a communication channel. We put you up on screen. We have a good time. We do watch parties. We are the most interactive sports channel. If you're watching on YouTube, click that big red button. If you're colorblind, click that big gray button. Subscribe to Chat Sports if you love the NFL, YouTube's most interactive sports channel. Let's keep the schedule rolling here. Week 10 versus the Lions. I'm not a Matthew Stafford believer, and I can't wait to see this defense absolutely feast on Matthew Stafford in Week 10. Week 11 at the Rams. Sure, the Rams only put up 3 points in the Super Bowl, but the Rams are still considered, I would say, one of the better teams. Is Todd Gurley going to be healthy? How's Jared Goff looking? Brandon Cooks, a very, very sneaky receiver. How is the Bears defense going to be able to line up against a Cooper Kupp, against a Robert Woods, against a Brandon Cooks? A real, real tough matchup for the Bears in Week 11. Week 12, though, I mean, come on, it's the Giants. I actually hope by this time, Daniel Jones, rookie quarterback drafted in the first round, 6th overall, is going up against the Bears. Get your popcorn ready. Can't wait. Week 13 at the Lions. If you're eating popcorn on Thanksgiving, I really question your family. But Week 13 at the Lions, going to be a really, really good game. Week 14, the Dallas Cowboys, Thursday Night Football. Bears, Cowboys. Do I really need to sell it anymore? Like Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper against that Bears defense. Mitchell Trubisky, how's he going to be able to go up against this Cowboys defense? And heck, who's he going to be able to rely on offense? Maybe he can rely on a receiver like Allen Robinson, who was the top guy there last season with 754 yards. Tariq Cohen, he's a running back, but I would argue the best pass-catching running back in the league. Taylor Gabriel, Trey Burton. I expect big things from Trey Burton in year 2. Anthony Miller, another guy who I expect big things from in his second year in the NFL. But the Bears sack leaders, man, they're really going to have to get after Dak, who has had 3 straight years with 6 rushing touchdowns. Khalil Mack, 12.5 sacks. Why is that a funny stat? Because the Raiders last year, they got rid of him, and they had only 13. Akeem Hicks, Roquan Smith, second-year breakout. Get ready. Week 15 then against the Green Bay Packers. Week 16, Sunday Night Football against the Chiefs. If you want an interesting bet on my bookie, Chiefs, Bears, seems like a very, very fun Super Bowl to me. And then they're wrapping up their 2019 schedule against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 17. So will the Bears repeat as NFC North champions? I went to one game last year, only one game. And I got to see the Bears whoop up on the Green Bay Packers, and that was the game where they won the NFC North. And I think the Bears are going to win the NFC North again, so I would type my Y for yes. And I would say for all of you who are watching us on YouTube, at youtube.com/chatsportstv, to type your Y for yes. And if you're going to type your N for no, at least give me in the comments section why, because I think from top to bottom, the Bears are the most complete team in the NFL. So let's take you through this schedule one more time, shall we? Week 1 against the Green Bay Packers, Broncos, Redskins, Vikings. The games I can't wait to see, Packers, and I can't wait to watch the Vikings. Then they go to London, sipping on some tea. I think this one's going to be bloody ugly for the Raiders. Week 7 against the Saints, Chargers, Eagles. Tough 3 games there. Week 10 through 13. You start with the Lions, you end with the Lions. Sounds like a win. Sounds like a win. Week 14 against the Dallas Cowboys. A tough game here. See if Dak Zeke can go up against that tough defense. Packers, Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. And then we're wrapping up this season with the Bears in 2019, Week 17 in Minnesota.